We're going to move right along. I'm going to bring Brother Noah. They said, well, Brother Noah, what enterprise he have? What big corp he have? What big business he have? But the history of the prophet, this is what we lay on. This is what we go on. The history of the prophet when it comes to economics. Prophet Mohammed worked at the economics and the dawah went hand in hand. Right. Brother Noah. No. That's right.
Assalamu alaikum.
I'm sorry.
We open and bear witness there is no God but Allah. We bear witness that Muhammad was God's messenger. We forever thank Allah for blessing us with our legacy that started with Farad all the way up to that double portion of spirit in our beloved late leader Imam Muhammad. We forever thank Allah for blessing us with his miracle and also his mercy. We're thankful for being here. I hadn't planned on saying anything, but we're just happy to be here because I don't care where I'm at. I'm going to talk to somebody about our legacy and Imam W.D. Muhammad. Just going to do that. That's just in me. And we forever thank Allah for Brother Wallace, too, who's taken the Imam's initiatives. And one of the things I was telling Imam Muhammad when he was living is, this was his life. When he was living, this was his life. And even though he passed, this is his life. And he lived his life for us. And so I dedicated my life to helping Imam Muhammad with his life. And we forever thank Allah for his son, Wallace, who have that same spirit. And I dedicated the same life to Brother Wallace that I did for his father. And told him that. And so I always want people to know that I support Brother Wallace II and his family, not just 100%, but 110, just like we did his dad. I want to go back real quick to this meeting we had in Cleveland back in 2003. The Imam had the resourceful people come to Cleveland. And he only had two things on his agenda. One of them was loyalty, and the other one was establishing business in our community. Two things. And when I talked with Brother Wallace about putting this book together, this message of concern, the Imam had done this lecture in Dallas. I didn't know about that lecture because I didn't attend that, but I know the message that he had given me to share with the masses and the real oppressed masses. And looking at that, Prophet Muhammad, when we look at it, was a second comforter. Jesus talked about that second comforter, right? So in studying that, we realize that when Prophet Muhammad was up in the cave and he came out, because he had a certain time that he would go up and meditate. So he come out, and everywhere he looked, he seen an angel. And so he went back and he told his wife about it, and she put a mantle on it. And we know right then is when Allah told Prophet Muhammad, said, take that mantle off. And we understand what that mantle means. And take this message to the people. Now we know economic development was part of that second comfort. Because when you look at economic development, we look at just looking at our neighborhoods, where we come from. I don't care where you go. In our neighborhood, everybody controls economics in our community but us. Now that's a shame. Now we know back in the first resurrection, we controlled to a point in our community, but it's gone now. And not only that, it seemed like homelessness is almost out of control. That's terrible. We got to get into that second comfort, because not only is it a comfort to us as an individual, but to our family. When we get to thinking about our children and our grandchildren, when we be out on the dawah, that's what we talk about. we got to start thinking about establishing and owning business, so when we pass, we can pass that right to our children. Is that right? And their children. We got to get rid of that when they coming up. Well, where we going to get a job? You walk in the community, well, I want to work here and I want to work there. But see, that's got to change. And it's changing. The young folks now is taking it. Everybody have a business in our community with us. I want to just share this story with you, and then I'm going to sit down. My wife worked for this big company in Grand Rapids, and she had got, it was a group of them, and they had got some information on the homeless. They got a place in Grand Rapids where they serve homeless people. And I had passed it quite a few times, but I never knew how it worked. So she was explaining that to me, and what they had did is drew up a proposal to present it to the head of the company. We're talking about millionaires. Now they got companies all over the world now. And so they got together with some people in the company and drew up the proposal and submitted it. So after about a month, well, you got that chain of command. Well, you can't take it right to the boss. You got to go through these chains of command. They got us so conditioned that that's the reason why a lot of things don't get done. So after about a month, she inquired about it. Still nothing done. So she said, well, I'm going to do him like he do us. You know how the boss come out and walk around the company and just look and talk. So that's what she did. She started walking around the company. So finally, she bumped into him. And she said, oh, by the way, whatever happened to that proposal? Now, this is the head man. So he looked at her. He said, come in my office. So she come in. He said, now tell me why I should approve that proposal. That's what he asked her. Looked right in the eyes and asked her that. So this some of the stuff that I didn't realize. She said, well, I looked into it, and these people only serve something like about 400 meals a day. Now, that's just one day. So if you're the 401 person, you don't get no food. And that's for the whole day. So now they planning and scheming for the next day to try to get ahead of that 400. And some people don't even eat. I think it's something like 3 years ago, wasn't it, where they stopped the people that was on assistance. If you was on assistance for 3 years, they cut you off immediately. It's a Republican plan. So since then, every year, you got other people cut off. So you should see the homeless now in Grand Rapids. So she explained to him that. And then she went into how you got all of these homelessness behind the place, sleeping up under bridges now. They even playing these schemes now on each other and don't have anything. So when she finished, he just approved it. And they're going to start sending money now to the homeless people. I'm saying this is speaking truth to power. We got to stop being scared. I was telling some brothers the other day, there's nothing between us now and what we have to do. Don't let no dictator try to tell you what you have to do. You go to the Quran. You study the life of Prophet Muhammad. And then when you get to the tafsir of Imam Mohammed, that just removes all fear. Fear should leave and start establishing businesses in your community so we can help get rid of this homelessness. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you. Thank you, Brother Norman. Appreciate it. Brother Norman. Excellent dawah person. Imam W. Muhammad and I was around when he appointed Norman to be the head national of the dawah committee for our community. I was present to be, and he said we're going to make Norman the national dawah person in our community. He's doing an excellent job. Brother Norman, thank you. We got another brother here, Brother Rasul, going to give a short presentation because what we're going to be able to go in our workshop, right after this breakfast, we're going into the workshop, the nuts and bolts, and an opportunity that we can be able to do business with ourselves And we're doing business right now, brothers and sisters, right now across the country. They're going to be coming to your town very soon.
We're going to be there. I'll walk by.
Assalamu alaikum.